everybody, I'm Jackie Jing, and thank you so much for checking out my video. I'm going to be talking about The Crown Season 3 coming out on November 7th on Netflix, and yeah, I'm a huge fan of the show, so really excited to talk to you guys about that. But really quickly, just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I make nerdy videos, do a lot of reactions and reviews, and also just like some random weird stuff. So really happy that you have come to my page. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. I basically launched this page because I'm a nerd and I love interacting with people about this stuff. I loved the comments and just want to interact with you all and see if you think similarly to me or if you have different opinions. So please, again, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and comment below and interact with me. That'll be awesome. And if you want, here's all my social media stuff. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, like I said, Snapchat, and I stream on Twitch occasionally as well. So, okay, let's talk about The Crown. So I was a huge fan of the first two seasons. I just thought that they were so powerful, and I've always kind of been intrigued by the royal family. My mom loved Princess Diana, just pretty much idolized her, just thought she was so regal and absolutely loved her fashion, and you know, like many people, was just kind of obsessed with like what was happening with her life, and that kind of instilled in me a genuine interest in the royal family. And then the show came out and I was like, what? Love it. So now season 3 is out, and I definitely, I don't know if I can call them concerns, but there were definitely things that I was taken aback by, I guess you could say. It was that they were basically going to recast everybody for season 3, and because obviously Elizabeth and Philip and Margaret have aged. Everybody mainly has aged. Everyone's aged, and you know, they couldn't have like Claire Foy and some of the other actors. I mean, I guess they could have put makeup on them, but anyway, they decided to go a different route. They were like, nope, we're just gonna hire a bunch of older actors, right? So that made me a little bit nervous. Like, okay, well, how am I gonna interpret this? Didn't bother me at all, and they found fantastic actors to play the different roles. Queen Elizabeth is played by Olivia Colman, Helena Bonham Carter plays Princess Margaret, and Tobias Menzies, and I'm not sure the pronunciation on that. Apparently it's Scottish. I think I said it right, but bear with me. He plays Philip, and those are 3 characters that I became really attached to in the first and second seasons. I always knew a lot about the drama with Prince Charles and Diana and Camilla. You know, that was kind of more what I grew up knowing, and I didn't really, or knowing rather, but I didn't really know a lot about the drama with Princess Margaret or with Philip or Elizabeth. And so the first 2 seasons were really eye-opening to me. For season 3, it really showcased a lot of events that I already was aware about, but it was very interesting to see how they portrayed it. So really quick spoiler alert, if you're not super familiar with the royal family and some of the historical events that have happened with them, then why don't you just watch and then come back later and we can discuss in the comments like what you think of the show. But if you are knowledgeable about their history, I was going to kind of talk about like some of the events that they touched on, and what I thought about them and if they did a good job or not. So first, let me talk about the performances. And Olivia Colman, you probably know her from The Favourite, where she played completely the opposite of Elizabeth, a queen who was very childlike and immature and extreme. And with Elizabeth, we get someone who is calm, composed, collected, introverted, and I was interested to see how she would play that, and she nails it. Absolutely nails it. I mean, this woman is just such an exceptional actress. I was completely sold. Love Claire Foy, wasn't even thinking about her, you know, like I was like, okay, this is Elizabeth. And it's really interesting because for this season, we really get to see Elizabeth wrestling with where her life is at, and like how she's handling like, this is my life. Like, I could have had a life where I did like crazy outgoing things or pursued things that I really loved, but I was chosen for this and those things had to go away. And you see her kind of like wrestling with all of that stuff. And of course, she is, you know, dutiful and knows what her duty is, and it remains extremely loyal to being queen. But it's interesting to see her kind of like look at the different avenues her life could have taken and how she kind of deals with that. And then you see Philip deal with that as well. And I thought Tobias was great too. I've really only seen him as Edmure Tully in Game of Thrones. And he, you know, was kind of like this cavalier idiot, for lack of a better word. And here, well, I mean, I guess you could describe Philip similarly, but Philip is aged, and he definitely is kind of dealing with the same things that Queen Elizabeth is, that he's like, okay, how much have I accomplished with my life? I'm kind of like the first lady of the royal family, you know? And he, I think, is dealing with a lot of, you know, having to justify his decision to be in the position that he's in. And you can only imagine, you know, what all these people are dealing with. I mean, like, this is just something that we would never even fathom happening to us, you know? So it is just interesting to see, like, the psychology behind it. We also get a really interesting look into his history with his family, specifically with his mother, and I found those parts to be really touching, and you just didn't understand how messed up some parts of the royal family were. Talking about messed up, Helena Bonham Carter kills it as Princess Margaret. She is dysfunctional and quirky, yet talented and beautiful, just like Princess Margaret was, and that really shines in this season. She's probably my favorite character and probably appears less than what you wanted, just in my opinion. Like, I wanted to see more of her, but she was in there less than I wanted, but still had some episodes completely dedicated to her. But I just loved her. But we obviously see with Margaret just the dysfunctionality of her relationship with her husband, alleged affairs, and also an incredible meeting with someone who is very high up when it comes to politics, and I absolutely love the interactions. And you also see with her life, like, she is dealing with the role that she was given as being kind of like a secondary princess and not being able to do what she wants because she's forced in this position, but then she can't be queen. So it's like just crap that she feels like she's put in. And then also just how society and also the structure of the royal family restricts her so much and is so hurtful to her. Like, it's crazy. So absolutely love the storylines of the three of them. We also finally get to see Prince Charles and Camilla, which is, like, again, is one of the I guess you could say relationships or historical events with the family that, like, I knew a lot about and was, like, really excited to see. And they do not hold anything back when it comes to, like, what the family did to Charles when it came to that relationship. And it's really interesting because I think we're going to see a lot of parallels between Princess Margaret and Prince Charles, but that to be determined. If you see that in season 3, you will have to watch. But as you can tell, I was a very big fan. I find this The Crown to be very watchable. It's beautiful. It's got, like, a little bit of that, like, Downton Abbey regalness to it, but then it's extremely entertaining. And then you just know that this all is, like, real. I mean, again, like, they're taking some liberties here, but I think that makes it super cool. And yeah, just I was really intrigued because I was just like, oh my god, what are these new characters gonna bring? And they knocked it out of the park. So season 3 is awesome, big fan, and I hope that you enjoyed my review. Please tell me what you think and what you're looking forward to or what your questions are. If you want to deep dive about anything, please let me know. You can comment below or you can hit me up on social media. Again, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Twitch, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. All right, bye.